Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining Candid Mina every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. Thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do hit the like button, share with friends, and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. I'm really thankful to all of you for joining us live yesterday with your messages, your beautiful poems, and words about Sushant Singh Rajput and how much we miss this wonderful actor. In that 1 hour, we gathered as much as we could about him and the kind of injustice, that the powers are, you know, doing to this great actor. We can only pray that justice will come soon. Meanwhile, welcome, Jaydev.
Good evening to all the viewers once again.
Yeah.
And
So,
yeah,
yeah. So in yesterday's, the gathering at Jantar Mantar, isn't it, Jaydev? Jantar Mantar?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So
we'll go to
apparently,
the first piece of news.
yeah. Apparently, Priyanka Singh broke down, sister of Sushant Singh, and says there is no update from central agencies. They further added that they have provided every detail to aid the agencies. She further indicated that Karanvir Waze, who was at the helm of the investigation, it could be easy for CBI to give them an update. Priyanka thanked the public for support from SSRians across the globe and said this case is unique since people have not given up on this even after 2 years. And SSR's name literally trends on Twitter almost every day and says government agencies should wake up and urged media to ask the questions to the agencies and why it was a hush hush affair. Yet,
Yeah. So my this thing is yesterday Priyanka the broke down in tears, and we could feel the sadness in her this thing. And but as we saw Republic TV apparently interviewing her and covering the this this protest. And but interestingly enough, Arnab Goswami has not taken this matter into a debate at the night, so he's not followed up. He's just asked his reporter to go there and interview Priyanka D, and after, and it's just I don't know if he's not discussing this very important matter of justice for SSR, then what's the point of even covering it? But anyway, it is good that it got covered, so that it reached a lot the audience across India.
yeah,
At least that was a good point from Republic TV.
yeah. In
But
fact, a lot
it
of
could have,
the In fact, a
yeah.
lot of the young actresses try to cash in on SSR's name by trying to recall, memories of him. So we're talking about Sara Ali, and the other girl who's in, she was in the film with Shahid Kapoor. What's her name? Not Kriti. The other girl who did this kissing scene with Shahid Kapoor.
Kiara Advani.
Yeah, Kiara. Kiara also brought back a lot of memories of SSR. These are people who never even mentioned SSR in the last 2 years. Suddenly they're, gushing over, memories of him. It is as if they need the PR very badly.
And of course,
So that
Riya
was, yeah,
Chakravarti.
yeah. And then, of course, Riya Chakravarti showing a lovey-dovey pose when everybody knows what was Riya's role in the whole, what do you call, case. And the funniest fact is that now we have Aditya Thackeray in Varanasi. And you won't believe it. There is a poster where you have Lord Ram, and in front you have this fellow. I don't know who's designed the poster, but I'm sure Lord Ram will turn, here and there in his, in his ashes to think that, one day will come where this guy will be featured next to him. Yeah, back to you.
Yeah. So coming to the next piece of news is with regards to Karanjit Bohra. And Karanvir Bohra was booked for duping a 40-year-old lady for rupees 2 crores. Uh, Victim says Bohra and his wife also threatened to shoot her. On Wednesday, TV actor Karanvir Bohra was booked on allegations of duping a 40-year-old woman for 1.99 crores. He, along with five other people, had allegedly borrowed the money from the lady, promising to return it at 2.5% interest. The lady told the police that Bohra had returned only rupees 1 crore, duping her of the balance amount and the interest. And according to media reports, the case among against six accused, including the actor, has been registered at the Oshiwara police station in Bombay. And the victim in the complaint also mentioned that Bora and his wife Tajinder Sahu had threatened to shoot her when she asked for her money to be returned. In the past few years, Bora has participated in several reality shows, including Nach Baliye 4, Jalak Diklaja 6, Katro Ki Kiladi 5, Big Boss 12, and was last seen in the reality show Lockup. While in the show Lockup, he was seen telling the other participants that he was in debt and had suicidal thoughts as he was unable to pay the loans back. He added that he had been facing a financial crisis and there were many cases lodged against him for not paying back the loan money. He stated that he would have killed himself if he had no family to look after. Reportedly, he had also admitted that whatever reality shows he participated in since 2015 were all to pay back the loan amounts. It is important to note that the actor and his wife have always been upfront to give a good lifestyle to their children. Recently, the couple decided to enroll their twin daughters in a school in Canada instead of India. Also, in the year 2019, the duo had thrown a special Halloween birthday party for their daughters. The Mumbai police in the recent case has registered the complaint against Manoj Bohra, also known as Karanvir Bohra, under the relevant sections of the IPC. While the investigations are underway, the Oshiwara police said that the officers will soon be recording the statements. So, any comments on this particular, incident? Hello.
Yeah. Yes.
So, like Karanvir Bohra, he is accused of duping this lady of, not returning the money, and so he being a very big TV actor, he said in lockup that he owes a lot of people money, and that a lot of the reality shows he participated didn't sort of pay his whatever the salary he was supposed to receive.
So what I find strange is that
Yeah,
these people are all a part of the Ekta Kapoor bandwagon. I mean, her series, you know,
yeah.
and they are all they are all of very strange characters. Either they are made like this, or they're sort of what you call honed to become like this. So they don't behave normally. I mean, duping an old lady like this, I mean, it's terrible. Just look at the character. This is such shows they are liars, they're thieves. What are they doing? And they have absolutely no shame. Also, this guy was there in lockup. Also, these are all favorites of Ekta Kapoor. What's character they have? No morals, nothing, absolutely nothing, and such a thick skin that they can survive anywhere. Even if you put them in the desert, they will survive.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
also one of the reasons which Meera states that TV actors live beyond their means. So I guess they need to do such underhand things to survive. Yeah, so they spend a lot. They have a very lavish lifestyle, and once their earnings, they cannot. Once they stop earning that much amount of money, then they cannot keep up with the lifestyle, and that leads to, doing anything under the sun.
Yeah. Karthik says Thakkad has been declared as one of the worst ever flops in Hindi film industry. Another feather in Kangana's cap. Yeah, and that's why she came running to support Nupur Sharma. The moment she's discarded by the left, she comes to the right. And the moment she's discarded by the right, she comes back to the left. It's all about money, the whole thing.
So yeah, to add to Karthik's comment, Kangana has realized that the film world, she's not. She has back-to-back flops in the film industry, and that she is not getting enough publicity or the required publicity, and that's why she is supporting Nupur Sharma again, and she's trying to come to the right wing side again.
Yeah. And also now an interesting point by Meher Kawari. Police found out in no time about shooters who had come to kill Salman. But it's been 2 years and same police has not arrested
Yes.
Sushant's murderers. Look at the way they work. Justice is different for everybody. If it is Salman Khan, justice comes first. If it is, our own SSR, nobody's bothered. Kangana is facing her own karma. Yes, absolutely. So I think, Jerry, we have some news from the South, South Indian
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's one person from Iran. Hi, HL. How are you? But there are a lot of celebs who understand the shelf life, so they open other avenues to earn money. Yes, Meher.
Yes.
So coming to the next piece of news is this is quite interesting. In fact, why are superstars from Telugu film industry glorifying Naxal terrorist? And if be it Cambodia, South Korea, South America, China, or Russia, communist leftist ideologies have always bought doom and mass murder. So why is this failed, rejected, discarded ideology that has only deaths and depravity to show for being glorified by mainstream movie makers? Now, Rana Dagupati, he played the role of Balal Dev in Bahubali 1 and 2. Now, he is a good actor and he has done many movies before Bahubali. And his upcoming movie is named Virata Pariyam. And it stars Sai Pallavi and Nandita Das. So the trailer shows that Rana plays the role of a central character Ravana, a Naxal leader, while Sai Pallavi plays a village girl who falls in love with Ravana's writings and eventually with Ravana himself, then becomes a Naxal to join him. Now, there's nothing wrong in telling stories of Naxals, but any aware Indian knows how much the violence, bloodshed, the movement has caused. And Naxal apologists often try to portray the movement as a righteous war for justice and equality, something that is reverberating with the very dramatic music and visuals in this trailer. But they pretend to forget that Naxal terrorists have also exploited, killed, and raped tribals all these years. The very people whose rights have been claiming to they whose rights they have been claiming to protect. Naxals reject the idea of the government bringing roads, healthcare, jobs, schools, and other facilities to people living in India. They want the people living in those areas to perpetually live in the darkness of superstitions, diseases, and anarchy, deprived of the opportunities that a common Indian gets. Leftist political parties, which are apologists, and the city branch of Naxal terrorists operating oppose every single infrastructure project, and basically they stand in the way of any sort of development in the villages.
More like Talibanis.
So whatever the political equations, the reality is that Naxals are terrorists or homegrown terrorists who work against the progress of Indian nation.
Yeah.
And but why are mainstream Tollywood films sort of romanticizing this ideology? Leftists
It's
have
mainly
killed many.
no, it's mainly Jaydev. It's because they want
Yeah.
to disintegrate South India. That's what Rahul Gandhi wanted. The states of India, not a united India.
And interestingly enough, while most of India is rejoicing the film RRR by Rajamouli, where Ram Charan, the son of Chiranjeevi, megastar, plays the role of a freedom fighter. Now, Ram Charan has starred in another movie, Acharya, where his father Chiranjeevi plays the lead role. Acharya is nothing but a Naxal worshipping packaged as a movie that seems rich with Hindu visuals. The movie hides the Naxal ideology behind a curtain of Hindu traditional visuals and tries to portray that it is only the Naxals who protect the Ayurvedic practices and rural villages that are rich in biodiversity and proudly follow their Hindu practices. The movie even goes to the realm of employing visual effects, where the Naxal leader, who is defined as a hero who kills the evil police and paramilitary forces, is shown chosen by the divine powers of Ma Durga, who protects the ancient Ayurveda practitioners of the village depicted in the movie. So, so you can see how cleverly these films are disguised. How the Naxal ideology has been disguised in showing that they are promoting Hindu culture and Hindu values. So this is another one of the
Yeah, exactly.
strategies.
Yeah. See, in fact, Sun is asking, what did Sai Pallavi do? I thought she was one of the decent ones. Okay, let me tell you something about her, what she has just said recently. So we'll just go to the slide. Yeah. Now, actress Sai Pallavi compares the genocide of Kashmiri Hindus with stray incidents of violence against cattle smugglers, and she faces backlash from netizens. In the interview to prove that she's politically neutral, Sai Pallavi tried to assert that violence, though she does not endorse it, has to be understood with some perspectives. She tried to claim that Naxal violence is something that only happened in the distant past, because maybe those people thought there is no other way to protect their people. In the midst of all this, while speaking about the Kashmir Files, the movie by Vivek Agnihotri, Pallavi said, in Kashmir Files movie, they showed how Kashmiri Pandits were killed. She drew a parallel between the killing of Kashmiri Hindus, the brutal attacks on the Hindu community in the valley, and the attack on cattle smugglers by locals. She said, but recently in COVID times, some Muslim guy takes a cow in the vehicle, was attacked and forced to chant Jai Shri Ram slogans. So if you're talking about religious conflict, what is the difference between the two incidents? That happened then, this happened now. What's the difference? The thing is, we should stay fair and just. If you're not good humans, we won't be just. If you're just and stand with justice, all will be neutral around you. Now, what I'd like to say about this woman is that she is dumb. I mean, I thought she was an intelligent woman, but looks like she has absolutely nothing in the upper strata of her brain. And this is a very big example of when actresses should speak and when actresses should keep their mouths shut. If you're trying to compare the Kashmiri Hindu genocide to a smuggler, cattle smuggler, being asked to chant Jai Shri Ram, madam, I don't know what you have in your brains. Because if you know, and if you've watched the movie, and if you've heard about the millions of episodes of what happened actually in Kashmir and how the Hindus were thrown out, so only then will you know what you're talking about. Gang rapes, murder, burning people, killing children, small kids, and you're comparing it to a smuggler carrying cattle? Madam, it's high time you stop talking, or I think we'll have to completely boycott, your films. Yes, Jade. So I think there are some more comments on this. Uh, Karthik says Sai Pallavi belongs to the Badaga community of Western Ghats, the tribals who live in southern Mysore, Nilgiris. What has she done for the community? Let her work for her community first. Absolutely. Maya says Sai Pallavi has been rightfully trashed on a strange statement on comparing the two using the neutral card. Joshi, yes, yes, thank you. The fifth column is rampant. We can only imagine the multiple layers of nation breaking that are at play. One example is our northeastern neighbor, when a royal dynasty is wiped out in 10 minutes. Absolutely. Well said. Son, oh no, I thought so too. I'm so angry. She needs to keep her mouth shut. Yes. Tom and Jerry, Crocodile Smuggler, and few others are fighting amongst each other. Ever since SSR Sisters came in the picture, smugglers' import and crocodiles' importance has fallen. So here, I'd like to clearly tell the people that finally, Sushant sisters have found out what Smita Parekh is all about, and now they're exposing them through their tweets, against the sisters. So it is good that the sisters have finally found out that these people are up to mischief. Yeah, back to you, Jay.
Yeah. So coming to the next piece of news is with regards to Lawrence Bishnoi and Lawrence Bishnoi, the gangster. He was moved in a bulletproof vehicle after Punjab police was granted his remand, and nearly 100 policemen are escorting him in a convoy. And a Punjab court granted 7-day remand of gangster Lawrence Bishnoi to the state police in singer Sidhu Moosewala's murder case. Bishnoi is a key accused and a conspirator in the high-profile case. Is now being transported from Mansa to Mohali and with tight security. He's moved in a bulletproof vehicle and he'll be held in an undisclosed location. And the SIT formed by the Punjab police, the anti-gangster task force, and other agencies will ask him questions and quiz Bishnoi in connection with his role in the Sidhu Moosewala murder case. The Punjab police produced Lawrence Bishnoi before the Chief Judicial Magistrate in Mansa Court early in the morning on Wednesday. After securing his transit remand from Delhi police, the Punjab police produced Lawrence Bishnoi before the Chief Judicial Magistrate in Mansa, where Musa was shot dead and on May 29. On the directions of the Chief Minister, the Advocate General of Punjab himself appeared in Patiala House Court in Delhi and strongly demanded remand. An application was moved by the SIT investigating the case to seek the permission of the court to arrest Lawrence Bishnoi, and against whom the local Mansa court had already issued arrest warrants. The plea of the Punjab police was contested by the lawyers of the accused on the grounds of his security in the custody of the Punjab police, which was opposed by the Advocate General Punjab. And after hearing the contentions of both the parties, the court granted permission to arrest the accused and also gave a transit remand of the accused. After the name of Lawrence Bishnoi gang had cropped up in connection with the killing of Sidhu Moosewala, Lawrence Bishnoi's lawyer had filed a petition in Delhi's Patiala court seeking increased security for the jail gangster. The lawyer had alleged that Lawrence Bishnoi could be killed in a fake encounter by the police or rival gangs could launch an attack on him. So it's quite interesting that the law works very efficiently
Yeah,
for certain people, especially when certain important people in power are threatened,
yeah,
as you saw with Salman Khan's father,
yeah,
Salim Khan, getting a threat from this person, Bishnoi,
yeah.
and
In fact, Karthik says, is this Lawrence Bishnoi a Bishnoi or a Christian? Bishnois are tribals of Rajasthan, isn't it? Does it mean conversion is happening in Rajasthan also? Yes. See, Rajasthan comes under Congress rule, Karthik. And this man himself, if you know the Chief Minister Gehlot, has been speaking so much against Shiva's temples, and you remember the demolishing of the temple, he was making fun of it. So I think everybody under Sonia Gandhi are actually, converts, with Hindu names. All of them have been converted, so they don't care two hoots about Sanatana Dharma or our temples or our way of life. Interestingly, Maya comes out with a very important point. Maya says, Sai Pallavi shooting off her mouth on something she has no knowledge of is just like Alia commenting on Kanyadan. All these starlets appear to follow an agenda set by the Cabal. Well said. Hoping Sidhu and his family get justice. Maybe she joins hands with anti nationals. We have to raise our voice strongly so that their voice will not be heard. Yes. So, moving on to the next piece of news, Jade.
yeah. So the next piece of news is with regards to Rahul and Sonia Gandhi. And BJP's Subramanian Swamy spoke to media over ED summons in the National Herald case and claimed Rahul and Sonia will receive a stern punishment. Now, BJP leader Subramanian Swamy reacted to the ED summons in the National Herald case and claimed that Sonia and Rahul will face stern action. In an exclusive conversation with the media, the BJP leader stated that they have committed a big fraud of foreign exchange as per the information accessed by the Dotex company's account information. And Subramania Swamy said that there's no solution as ED's punishment under money laundering is very strict. It is pertinent to mention that the case was brought by Subramania Swamy himself, who accused the Gandhis of misusing the party funds. This is a big scam. Young Indian had only rupees 5 lakhs in its share when it came into existence. They had to give 50 lakhs to the Congress. Soon, a loan of rupees 1 crore was obtained allegedly from a Kolkata based Dotex company, and 50 lakhs was given to the Congress. According to social journals, the amount was taken as a loan, but as per the account information of the Dotex company, it was given in the form of a donation, he said. Subramanian Swamy further stated, now the question is on what basis they gave Congress 50 lakhs without any interest, deposits, or collateral. After my complaint, when ED investigated this matter, then it came to the light. It was given in an exchange with the foreign currencies. Therefore, it was revealed that they did a big fraud of foreign exchange. There is no other solution. They will be punished as ED's punishment under money laundering accusation is very strict. Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi could be jailed for 7 years as they are the majority shareholders of the Young Indian. Rahul Gandhi reached the ED office for interrogation in the National Herald case. Following this, sources have now informed that the Wayanad MP is being questioned by an assistant director level officer who is being supervised by a deputy director and the joint director. Rahul Gandhi arrived at the ED office amid protests by crowds that reached the ED office and his residence against the summons by the central agency. Rahul Gandhi's statement has been recorded under sections of the PMLA Act. Mega drama ensued ahead of his appearance before the ED. A crowd of protesters reached the ED office, and however, when media questioned the protesters on the National Herald case, no answers were received, even on the cause of the mega show support, raising suspicions on whether the crowds were hired. Some even spoke about protesting against inflation, while others said they will figure out the reason for being called here soon. Well, that's quite interesting that some of the people, the so-called
They didn't
protesters,
even know.
they didn't even know why they're protesting. In fact,
Yeah, yeah. Some
so you
people
can
thought they're
note.
going to meet Rahul Gandhi, so that's why they came. Half of them didn't know why they're there. And also the fact that, see, because Sonia Gandhi was summoned by ED, she quickly pretended that she had COVID. Okay, and the daughter also pretended that she had COVID. And then when Rahul Gandhi needed someone's hand to catch as he went to ED, so Priyanka Gandhi said that she's COVID negative. So this COVID plays in and out with these family. Whenever it's convenient, they get COVID. Whenever it's not convenient, they will say that they are COVID, negative. So here, what we've found out is that we really need to give the Padma Shri to the ED who is questioning Rahul Gandhi, because this guy apparently is writing things, then rubbing it, and writing again, and absolutely making them absolutely confused, so they don't know what they what he is doing, and he's signing a lot of papers also in between. And then they say the lawyers are daily tutoring him. Can you imagine? Every day after questioning of 8 hours, he lands up at home, and then the lawyers start telling him what to say. He will be giving all sorts of stories now. Now, Karthik says very clearly that, you see, Congress workers are demanding that the interrogation by ED of Pappu should be shown live. It will be fun to watch Pappu making a fool of himself. Can you imagine if it was live? I mean, it would be a live show, better than all these Kapil shows.
I will add one comment to Karthik's this. If they air it live, then what will Kapil Sharma do? He will be out of
Yes.
business. What will happen to his show? He will have
Yeah.
to close down.
Yeah. And yesterday, after
Yeah.
that rigging, after ED questioned him, he went straight to meet his mother. How can he meet his mother when she's having COVID? So is she out of COVID? This is what Sun is also asking. I don't know. See, these people are in and out of COVID as though it's a game. What Karthik says is, no matter Papu is a joker, but I get scared when he leaves the country and comes back. Something nonsense happens immediate. No, no, he goes there only to plan future strategies against India and to break India. That's very clear. Maya says most of the Congress protesters were telling media that they just came to meet Rahul and knew nothing about his shenanigans. Yeah. What is happening in our country? No one is pure. Uday Rekha Bal. Yes, today I saw it. Facebook. Papu like Ria being coached. Yes. He acts foolish, but the mind that works behind him is certainly not a chota being. Yes, well said. COVID is a new excuse for all the politicians. Look at Trimuke. It's been 2 years. He still has COVID, hasn't heard anything about him. But if you just mention Ria, he'll throw COVID away and come to hug her. Ankita, Papu made kerosene statement and thereafter took Nupur Sharma chaos. Yes. COVID is the new chest pain. Meme has come out about ED officers going mad, pulling at their hair and going bald and ending up in hospital. I had done a similar cartoon, Maya. I hope you've seen it in Twitter. This is why I don't watch films. Whatever little I know about what's happening around me is because of Meenaji's shows and news channel. Thank you. That's so sweet of you. Shireen, Deepika was in Hyderabad hospital yesterday with chest pain. Oh God, now what's happened? I hope Mal is not affecting her. Maya, Rahul and his coterie are like Ali Baba and Charlie's Chore. Yes. Like his name, Trimuke may be having three faces. What if he's suffering from multiple personality disorder? Well said. Yeah, back to you, Jerry.
Yeah, so friends, if you remember that a few days back we had mentioned that the cure for cancer is not far away, and at any and it's still under trials, and many scientists have said that cancer can be completely cured, and I do hope that that it gets the approval from the medical sort of authority in the US and the world, and that this is the treatment is available to each and every hospital in India and at a reasonable cost. So, adding to this, another piece of interesting news is that it's now that HIV or AIDS can be treated, and drugs developed by gene editing can cure AIDS. So, in Israeli researchers have identified a new way to neutralize HIV virus and developed a one-time injection that could cure AIDS. Now, in what could be a groundbreaking development in medical science, a team of researchers have developed a new vaccine that uses gene editing that can cure HIV virus, which causes AIDS. And HIV, as you know, attacks the body's immune system, and if not treated, can lead to AIDS. HIV was, as you know, discovered in chimpanzees in Central Africa, and then humans got it eventually. It is to be noted that the moment that there's no cure for HIV/AIDS and the genetic treatment does not exist for the condition. Now, the team has demonstrated initial success in neutralizing the virus with a single vaccine developed by engineering type B white blood cells that activate the immune system to produce HIV neutralizing antibodies. And the research was led by a team from a school of neurobiology, biochemistry, and biophysics at the Georges Weiss Faculty of Life Sciences in Tel Aviv University in Israel. So the findings of the study have published, which details the antibodies as safe, potent, and scalable, which may be applicable not only to infectious diseases but also in the treatment of non-communicable conditions such as cancer and autoimmune diseases. The team claims to have developed an innovative treatment that may defeat the virus with a one-time injection, with the potential of bringing about tremendous improvement in the patient's condition. And B cells are a type of white blood cells responsible for generating antibodies against viruses and bacteria and are formed in the bone marrow. When they mature, B cells move into the blood and lymphatic system, and from there to different body parts. Scientists have now been able to engineer these B cells inside the body with the viral carriers derived from the viruses that were also engineered. When the engineered B cells encounter the virus stimulates and encourages them to divide. Researchers have exploited this division to combat it, and if the virus changes, the B cells will also change accordingly in order to fight it. So the team researchers expect that over the coming years they will be able to produce a medication for AIDS, additional infectious diseases, and certain types of cancer caused by a virus.
Yeah,
So this is, in fact, good news for humanity
yeah,
if a cure is found for number one cancer and also AIDS.
yeah, yeah. Now, friends, with the news of Brahmastra trailer on, are supposed to be based on Lord Shiva. Apparently, the movie took 8 years to shoot in parts of Bulgaria, London, New York, Edinburgh, and Varanasi. So 95% of the shoot happened in foreign countries. Only 5% of the shoot in India, which is the homeland of Lord Shiva. So you can expect another flopbuster. Okay. So how long do you think this Hindu-phobic Bollywood will fool people in the name of Hindu gods? Everybody knows Alia Bhatt is a Muslim, and they visit the Hindu temple for PR just before the release of their movies. Why didn't they utter any word on Gyanvapi? And why they have not supported someone like Nupur Sharma if they are so, fond of being what you call secular? It's all a sham. The whole thing is a sham. And look at Mauni Roy. I mean, I don't know what she is. I mean, she looks like a witch otherwise also. So looking at this even frightens me. I need to close the window immediately. So let me just remove it. Yeah. So so this is going to be, as we said, another flopbuster. And I believe that this quick marriage and all that was just to promote this stupid movie, you know. And I don't know why they don't you stop focusing on Sanatana Dharma and start focusing on their own religion. Now Alia can do some book, story from the Prophet's book, something from the Quran, and it will be also not very colorful because they'll be forced to wear burqa. So the whole movie will have to be in black and white. So why don't they start thinking in those lines? I think it will be better for them because they will understand it better. I'm so happy joining you people. Thank you, Rekha. When a plant product is used for cancer, the pharma lobby will make a mimic of the active ingredient from the plant and synthesize in the lab and test and say they have found the cure. Oh my gosh, Mauni Roy has been brutally trolled for her looks. In fact, I had to close the window because it's terrible. Disaster, just like thugs. No news of monkeypox on our media is busy covering Congress's monkey business. It is our duty to make this movie a flop, absolutely. Karthik says, Canadian Kumar says he did research for 18 years for his latest flop, whereas Dwivedi says he shot the film in just 14. So who are we to believe now? Yeah. Flopbuster says that's all there'll be now. As the time goes, our anger is fed by no one getting arrested for the brutal murder of SSR. No, and I would not agree with you on this. Something is happening somewhere. So I'm sure it is leading to something. Don't be disillusioned. Of course, there will be something at the end, and we will get a solution. So, on that note, we'll close the session. Thank you, friends, for joining us, and see you tomorrow with Jerry. Bye. Good night.
Bye.